One of the motivating factors that led women to slip clandestinely into the ranks and serve as soldiers is to be with male loved ones, specifically husbands, and I'm going to share a few of those stories, a few of those women with you today. Probably the most well-known of these cases is Frances Clayton. Still a lot of controversy about her story, some of which does, some of the elements don't add up, so I'm still doing research on her. I've seen two names attributed to husbands for her, Elmer and John Clayton. Elmer is actually a mistake made by a modern researcher. There was an Elmer Clayton in Illinois who married a Frances. However, it's a different individual. But the name that you see associated in newspapers with her is John Clayton. She claimed that she served with him in various Missouri regiments and that he was ultimately killed at Battle of Stones River. She claimed that she stepped over his body. So whether that was true or not, whether she was married to John Clayton is still open for debate, still being researched. Whether she served with him is still open for debate. My research has shown that there were women soldiers who actually lied about serving with male loved ones because it made them easier for the public to understand and accept their motivations if they were doing so for romantic reasons. So they made up stories about them serving with male loved ones. So whether she actually served with John Clayton, again, is open for debate. But my research has shown that she did marry a man in Boston in 1865 while she was traveling on a speaking tour. Problem is that this man was already married with children, so of course that arrangement did not last that long. And then the following year, she claimed to be, her last name was Siegel, mentioned in the newspapers. So exactly, how many times she was married, who she married, again, research is still ongoing for Frances Clayton. Okay, another woman was Elizabeth Quinn, who appears on my book cover, more commonly known as Frances Hook, and I go into great detail in my book Behind the Rifle about her. She claimed to have been serving with a brother who was killed. Most accounts say it was Shiloh where he was killed. And then other accounts say that she followed a husband to war. And then later on I found out from a captain in an Illinois unit that was brigaded with the 90th Illinois that she served in, that the husband's name was Jeremiah Kane, commonly known as Jerry Kane, Company G, 90th Illinois. And you notice that she is wearing a wedding ring here. But Jerry was ultimately killed at the Battle of Ezra Church in July of 1864. She did go on to remarry a man named Matthew Angel in Ohio. Had served in the 2nd Ohio Heavy Artillery. So I often wonder exactly what type of stories these husband and wife couples talked about their service during the war. I'm sure they had a lot of stories to share. But again, I go into her account in greater detail in my book. And then the last one, and definitely served with a husband, is Mabel Hart, who went to war with her husband Henry in the 127th Illinois Infantry. Almeida served as a mounted courier for Brigadier General David Stewart during the Battle of Chickasaw Bayou. Meanwhile, her husband Henry was a blacksmith. So Henry would have been behind the lines with the brigade, while his wife would have been out delivering messages on the battlefield and putting her life in danger. But you can read more about this couple in my book, Behind the Rifle, as well. This topic has been on my mind a good bit lately, and I'd like to bring the cameraman around to tell you why that is. Because...
Cameraman,
now husband. Mark and I were married yesterday, October 10th, 2020. We have been in each other's lives for 10 years now, and have shared a lot of adventures over those years. Mark helped me, of course, publish my book. He was my proofreader, my editor, my research assistant. Any questions that I had regarding military matters, he assisted me with. He would run to various libraries in his area to do research. He's been invaluable companion and best friend over those years. He's behind the camera in these videos, and just a wonderful companion, a best friend. And so we decided to pledge our love yesterday in House of God in my church, and we look forward to sharing more adventures with you in the future as a married couple. So we will see you soon.